Imagine standing at the edge of eternity, watching stars fade like dying embers, galaxies stretch into nothing, and the last traces of light surrender to darkness. Time itself begins to slow, unravel, and finally, stop. What happens after the final second ticks away? Does the universe vanish forever, or is there something waiting beyond the void? This is not fantasy. It's the ultimate fate written in the fabric of reality, a journey across billions of years, to witness the moment when existence itself takes its last breath. Welcome to World's Echoes. If you're ready to travel further than anyone has ever imagined, not through space, but through time, then join this journey. And if you love stories that make you question your place in the cosmos, don't forget to subscribe before we begin. Because this is the story of everything that ever was, and how it all will end. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture the night sky above you. The stars twinkling, galaxies glowing, it all feels eternal, doesn't it? But what if I told you that every single point of light you see is already dying? Our journey begins today, in the present, the age of stars. The universe is roughly 13.8 billion years old. From the first atoms born out of the Big Bang to the galaxies swirling across space, it's been a cosmic symphony of creation. But like all stories, this one too has an ending written into its very code. Right now, our sun is about halfway through its life. 5 billion years from now, it will begin to swell, transforming into a red giant burning brighter, larger, until it engulfs Mercury and Venus. Earth, by then, will be scorched. Oceans will boil, mountains will melt, and the blue planet that once cradled life will become a silent ember. As the sun sheds its outer layers, it will leave behind a small, dense core, a white dwarf, glowing faintly in the darkness. But this isn't just the sun's fate. It's the destiny of almost every star in our galaxy. Billions will burn out the same way, a slow fade into cosmic twilight. Imagine, billions of years from now, a night sky with fewer and fewer stars. The Milky Way itself will begin to change. In about 4 billion years, our galaxy will collide with its neighbor, the Andromeda Galaxy. It will be a spectacular, slow-motion dance lasting millions of years. From afar, it will look like a cosmic ballet, two galaxies merging, twisting, and tearing each other apart before finally forming one enormous, new galaxy, Milkdromeda. It sounds violent, and it is, but also breathtakingly beautiful. Entire solar systems will be thrown into new orbits. Black holes at galactic centers will merge, sending ripples through spacetime itself. The night sky from any surviving world will glow with the light of a trillion stars. For a while, the universe will be more dazzling than ever. But the show won't last forever. As the billions of years pass, new star births will slow. The raw hydrogen, the fuel for new suns, will begin to run out. And when that happens, the universe will start to go dark. Fast forward 100 trillion years. The great era of stars is over. What remains are the burned-out remnants, white dwarfs, neutron stars, black holes. The night sky will be an ocean of faint, dying embers. Imagine standing on a dead planet under a black sky, where the nearest glow is a fading dwarf light years away. The universe, once filled with light, will fall into what astronomers call the degenerate era. The word sounds grim, and it should. Because by this point, everything we know will be gone. Stars gone. Planets frozen. Galaxies dimmed. The only things left shining will be black holes, those mysterious, silent monsters that even light cannot escape. And if you think the story ends here, it doesn't. The truth is far stranger, and far more haunting. Imagine time moving on, not by billions, but by trillions upon trillions of years. Black holes, once devourers of light, will begin to die too. They won't explode. They'll simply fade, evaporating slowly through something called Hawking radiation, a faint, ghostly glow predicted by Stephen Hawking. A small black hole could vanish in an instant, but the supermassive ones, like the one at the center of our galaxy, will take an unimaginable amount of time. How long? Roughly 10 years. That's a number so large it barely means anything. A 1 followed by 99 zeros. To put that in perspective, if you tried counting every second since the Big Bang, you wouldn't even come close. At that timescale, the universe will be utterly alien. Galaxies will no longer exist. Even atoms will begin to decay. Matter itself, the building blocks of everything, will disintegrate. Protons, the tiny particles inside every atom, are thought to eventually fall apart. If that's true, then all solid matter will dissolve into radiation. Everything, from mountains to memories, from oceans to galaxies, will simply fade into light. Now the universe will enter its final age, the dark era. No light, no warmth, no structure. Just a thin mist of energy stretching across an expanding, empty cosmos. Imagine time in this era. Seconds mean nothing. Stars, black holes, and galaxies are long forgotten. Even the concept of events has vanished. The universe becomes a silent, infinite night, eternal, cold, and endless. And yet, it still exists. It's strange to think that nothingness can go on forever. But that's what physics tells us, that even when all matter is gone, space-time itself might stretch and continue to expand. In this final chapter, time flows without purpose. It's like a story with no one left to tell it. Pause here for a second. Because I want to ask you something. When you imagine this, the end of time, the end of everything, how does it make you feel? Does it scare you? Or does it fill you with wonder? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear how you imagine the last moments of the universe. Because maybe, the most fascinating part of this journey, is realizing that we, somehow, get to witness its beginning. We're alive at the one cosmic moment where the universe is both awake and aware, when stars still shine, when life exists to wonder about it all. Out of all the endless years that have ever been or ever will be, we exist now. That alone might be the rarest miracle of all. But the story of time doesn't end with silence. There's one final mystery, one last question physics can't yet answer. Will the universe truly end forever, or could something new begin again? As the universe expands, galaxies drift farther apart, like lonely islands in an endless sea. What once was a vibrant cosmic ocean, full of shining stars and blazing nebulae, begins to dim, slowly, silently, inevitably. Billions of years pass. Stars live, die, and fade. The bright, colorful spirals we see in telescopes today, Milky Way, Andromeda, Whirlpool, Sombrero, one by one, they turn dark. New stars stop forming. The gas clouds that once gave birth to them are used up or scattered across space. The universe enters what astronomers call the degenerate era. Imagine looking up at the night sky, but instead of billions of stars, you see only a few, faint, red points of light, old, dying stars burning out their last embers. The cosmos begins to grow quiet. Cold. Lonely. In this distant future, galaxies are no longer connected. Their light no longer reaches one another. If intelligent life still exists somewhere, perhaps orbiting a fading red dwarf star, it would look into the night and see nothing but darkness. No other galaxies. No cosmic neighbors. Just black silence stretching forever. This is when the last generation of stars begins to die. One by one, they fade into black dwarfs, dead stars made of cooling matter, no longer glowing, no longer alive. Planets orbiting them freeze solid, trapped in eternal night. Even the mighty black holes, those devourers of worlds, remain as the last active objects in a dying universe. At first, black holes dominate this dark cosmos. Invisible, yet powerful. They swallow the remnants of stars, gas, and dust that drift too close. But even they cannot escape time. Because as billions more years pass, beyond any scale we can truly imagine, black holes begin to lose their power too. Through a process called Hawking radiation, discovered by Stephen Hawking, black holes slowly evaporate. Bit by bit, they leak energy back into space. It's an unimaginably slow process. A black hole the size of our sun would take about 10 years to completely vanish. For comparison, the universe today is only 13.8 billion years old. That's not even a blink compared to what's ahead. Eventually, every black hole, even the supermassive ones at the hearts of galaxies, will fade away into nothing. When the last one dies, the universe will enter its darkest age yet, an age without stars, without light, without structure. Only cold particles will remain, photons stretched so thin they no longer carry heat, electrons drifting endlessly through infinite space, maybe the occasional dead rock from a long-forgotten world. The cosmic temperature, once millions of degrees, now falls to nearly absolute zero. Motion slows. Energy spreads evenly everywhere. The universe reaches a strange kind of peace, called heat death. No more stars to burn, no more black holes to feed, no more matter to move. Entropy, the tendency toward disorder, has finally won. This is the end of time as we understand it. But here's where the story takes an unexpected twist. Some scientists believe this might not be the end, just an end. Because if the universe truly expands forever, it could tear itself apart entirely. Yet, if it slows down, it might one day stop, then reverse. And if that happens, something extraordinary could follow. The end could become the beginning again. Imagine the universe collapsing inward, galaxies rushing together, stars smashing into each other, black holes merging, until everything compresses into a single, blinding point, the ultimate reset button of creation. Could that point explode again? Could there be another Big Bang? If so, maybe our universe is not a one-time event. Maybe it's part of an infinite cycle, a cosmic heartbeat that's been pulsing forever, birthing, dying, and rebirthing new universes across eternity. And if that's true, somewhere far beyond this cycle, maybe someone, or something, is watching it all unfold. What do you think? Do you believe time truly ends, or does it start all over again in ways we can't yet imagine? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Because as we journey through these impossible stretches of time, we're left with one haunting realization: everything we've ever known, our world, our sun, our galaxies, even the laws of physics themselves, are temporary. But the mystery behind them? That might be eternal. For billions upon billions of years, everything has gone dark. The stars have died, the galaxies have scattered, and even black holes have faded into whispers of radiation. The universe, once vibrant, bright, and full of energy, is now an ocean of quiet nothingness. And yet, something still lingers. Even in absolute silence, the fabric of the cosmos isn't perfectly still. It trembles, just slightly, like the faint hum of a forgotten melody. Tiny quantum fluctuations ripple through the void, invisible but real. And these small disturbances could be the seeds of something unimaginable. Because according to some cosmologists, this emptiness might not be the final chapter, it could be the waiting room for the next creation. To understand this, we need to step into a concept that bends the limits of human thought, the cyclic universe theory. It suggests that what we call the Big Bang wasn't a singular event, but just one heartbeat in an infinite series. Each time the universe dies, it gives birth to another, collapsing and exploding again and again, forever. Picture the cosmos as a breathing organism. It expands, inhales light, life, and galaxies, and then slowly collapses, exhaling back into singularity. From that single, dense point of energy, a new universe bursts forth, carrying new laws, new physics, maybe even new possibilities for life. It's a cycle of destruction and rebirth, woven into the fabric of eternity. Some scientists call this the Big Bounce. And if that's true, then somewhere beyond the ashes of this dying universe, a new cosmos might already be forming, one we'll never see, but one that carries the echoes of everything that came before. Maybe our universe wasn't the first, and it certainly might not be the last. But what happens if it doesn't bounce back? What if the universe keeps expanding forever? Then comes another theory, one that's even stranger, and perhaps more haunting. The vacuum decay scenario. Our universe, as stable as it seems, might be living on borrowed time. Physicists believe that space itself, what we call the vacuum, could one day undergo a sudden, catastrophic shift. If the vacuum isn't truly stable, it might collapse into a lower energy state. And when that happens, a bubble of this new reality could appear somewhere in the universe. A bubble so powerful, so unstoppable, that it expands at the speed of light, erasing everything it touches. Every atom, every planet, every galaxy gone, rewritten by new physics. The scariest part? If this happens, we'd never see it coming. It would reach us faster than any signal, faster than light itself. One instant, everything exists. The next, it doesn't. No pain, no warning, no time to react. Just silence. But here's the paradox: while this sounds terrifying, it's also strangely poetic. Because destruction isn't always the end. It's the start of something new. That expanding bubble could trigger new physics, new forms of matter, even a new Big Bang in another dimension. A fresh beginning born from the ruins of everything we've ever known. So even when our universe dies, something might continue. Maybe not us, not Earth, not humanity, but the essence of existence, the eternal pulse of creation, keeps beating somewhere out there. And perhaps, in one of those reborn universes, there might be another world with another form of life. Looking up at their night sky and asking the same questions we're asking right now. Where did we come from? How does it all end? And what comes after the end? Maybe, they'll even call their channel worlds echoes. Because that's exactly what we are, echoes of worlds that lived, burned, and vanished long before us. And someday, new echoes will replace us, carrying fragments of our story into the next dawn of time. The universe is now almost unrecognizable. Galaxies are gone, stars are gone, planets have long since frozen or burned. Even light itself has faded, stretched thin across the endless dark. Time, as we understand it, begins to lose all meaning. Seconds, minutes, years, they don't exist anymore. All that remains are whispers of energy, photons drifting endlessly, particles that have outlived everything else, and the faint echoes of black holes that are just about to vanish. And then, finally, even they disappear. The last supermassive black hole, once a colossal heart of a galaxy, a silent predator in the dark, evaporates in a final eruption of energy. For a brief moment, an incredible flash of light floods the void, the final heartbeat of the cosmos. And then, nothing. Absolute darkness. Absolute silence. Absolute stillness. The universe, which has been billions of years in the making, trillions of years in its decline, reaches the ultimate equilibrium, a permanent, unchanging void. Entropy has run its course. The cosmos can get no more disordered. Time, energy, motion, all cease. Yet, even in this ultimate stillness, there's a strange beauty. Because this is the universe in its purest form. Free from chaos, free from destruction, free from creation. Everything has had its chance to shine. Everything has lived, burned, and vanished. And maybe, just maybe, this isn't the final story. Because the cosmos has a way of surprising us. Quantum fluctuations might stir again. A new universe might be born from nothing. Another cycle might begin. The end could be the seed of a beginning we cannot even imagine. And that is the wonder of it all, the awe-inspiring, humbling truth. Our universe, our time, our lives, they are fleeting. But in their fleetingness, they carry meaning, beauty, and possibility. So as we stand on this tiny blue planet, looking up at the night sky, we're witnessing the briefest chapter in a story that stretches across unimaginable time. And that makes every moment precious, every discovery profound, and every question worth asking. If you've enjoyed this journey to the farthest edges of time, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who loves to ponder the mysteries of the cosmos, and subscribe to World's Echoes, where every echo of the universe finds a voice. Because the universe may one day end. But curiosity, wonder, and the human spirit? Those are eternal. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey to the end of time. And remember, the echoes of the cosmos are always waiting for you to listen.